Bruce Thompson, PilatesRunner.com. I just want to show you some ways of getting tight muscles to relax, particularly muscles that might be causing some asymmetry and dysfunction around the sacro-iliac joint. So the first one we're going to look at is the hip pocket muscle, the piriformis muscle. We can find this muscle by coming to the top of the thigh bone and just tracing a horizontal line round to where about the hip pocket is. And there's the spot. Now we lie on our back and simply press the tennis ball into that area parallel to the top of the thigh bone about to where the hip pocket is. And I've got a nip, a little spot there, a knot in the muscle, that quite a nippy pain. And that's a knot in the piriformis muscle, a really big problem for sacro-iliac joint irritation. We can get that muscle to relax, then it's a lot easier to settle down that sacro-iliac joint irritation. And we just move around a bit. We can stretch the piriformis muscle. A nice and safe way to stretch the piriformis muscle is to do a knee to nipple stretch. So we just take the leg over, make sure there's a good gap between the ankle and the lowermost knee, and just take the knee to the nipple. And we feel the same sort of nipple we were feeling when we were pressing the ball into that piriformis muscle, that hip pocket muscle. Relax the shoulders, lengthen the collarbone. Sometimes the sacro-iliac joint can be put out of alignment because the hip flexor muscles are tight. And when the hip flexor muscles are tight, the half pelvis, that side, can be pulled down in the front so that it's looking downward, which is exactly the thing that would be required to put the sacro-iliac joint out of alignment. So, quad stretch. If we can bring the heel all the way to the buttock, that's good. Take the belly and just bring it upwards to make the stretch stronger. Send the sit bone down, bring the pubic bone up. Perform both sides. Often when I'm out driving, I'll see runners who are bent over at the hip joint. It's as though they're trying to put their hips, or sit their hips into a bucket. And that's because they've got tight hip flexors. And you can't be an efficient runner with tight hip flexors. And it's just going to cause a lot of problems with joints, especially the sacro-iliac and lower back. Now, sacro-iliac joint in particular can be pulled out of alignment if muscles of the lower back are tight, especially muscles that attach to the top of the hip bone. And so we can look for, with the tennis ball, we can just roll around and look for some tight spots in that area between the top of the hip bone and below the lowest rib. Tennis ball, and we'll just start at the bottom, just the bottom of the lumbar area, close to the hip, and just look around for a sore spot in the muscle. And these knots are called trigger points. They're very real. They're responsible for perhaps 80% of the pain and musculoskeletal suffering in the body, either directly or indirectly. And there's a good spot now. I'm pressing on the knot. It's causing some pain directly on the point where the tennis ball is pressing. It's also sending a line of pain down towards the sit bone. that's what trigger points do. They send pain to other parts of the body, generally in a line parallel with the muscle that's being treated. If we relax these muscles that attach to the top of the hip bone, the hip bones will align better, the sacrum will align better, and the sacro-iliac joint's got a better chance of functioning the way it should. And just rolling around the left side. Left side's no problem. So I go back to my right side because that's the side where I'm finding some sore knots in the muscles. There we go, right there. Ouch. Pressing into the spot for 10 seconds, up to a minute if we can tolerate it. Oh, that's good, I need that. So with this treatment, that sore spot will become less sore. The muscle will be able to relax at rest, and body parts and joints will be in better alignment, which automatically means that our running is of a better quality and we're less likely to damage other parts. Ooh, that's pretty nippy there, that's pretty sore. Okay, well that's PilatesRunner.com. See you again next time.